Fun fact, Marilith is actually the first Final Fantasy I unit that acts as a magic damage dealer. For the record, we only have 7 units from that game. Marilith's Trustmaster reward is a materia that strengthens the damage modifier of Fira, a fire magic spell that chains a bolting strike. It's actually more common than you might think. You can get it by equipping a fire rod, a bunch of units apparently learn it, you can teach it to Ifrit or Phoenix, or you can simply get it as the Trustmaster reward from Tron. You don't know him because he's a 2-star unit and Riser pretty much overshadows everyone else. But that actually doesn't matter if Marilith here. Anyways, the Trustmaster reward also grants a double insect and plant killer if your unit's carrying either a sword or a rod, 2 very common weapons. Her Super Trustmaster reward is a one-handed sword of high magic. It also has a double beast and plant killer attached, and when equipped onto a unit from Final Fantasy I, it gives them 500 magic. Hopefully we got more Final Fantasy I units in the future. Onto her active abilities. She's got several magic spells, most of them weak, but you can awaken the ones with flashing letters. The Bolting Strike ones can go up to stage 3, while the other 2 cap at stage 2. Notably, Enfira imbues fire onto your team and buffs their fire damage by 25%. Fire isn't special. Sorry. Magic Boost grants Marilith a stored magic buff and can be used to grant her up to an extra 300% magic buff for the next magic ability. However, as it is stored magic, using another ability will reset the stack. Raining Swords is a physical attack that deals magic damage and changes the absolute mirror of equity. Burn and Hellfire can be used once per battle. It boosts Marilith's magic by 280%, her fire damage by 30%, her limit burst damage by 200%, and fills her limit burst gauge if it's at max level. Burn to Ashes massively raises the damage modifier of Fira, enables a quadruple cast, lets your team learn Fira, boosts the damage modifiers of their Fira, and lets them triple cast black magic. Passives. Of her Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equip, Marilith gains stats, but only if she's holding a sword. She has incredible killers for the species listed here, has a strong booster or limit burst damage, and a small booster or limit burst regen. She prefers to carry 2 weapons, though if magic variance changes happening in June, that likely won't remain for long. Either way, she does get that full chain limit boost. At EX plus 2 she gets Warring Spirit, and at EX plus 3 she gets 500 magic. Let's look at her limit burst. It lowers fire resistance by 125%, raises her limit burst damage by 150%, and then deals fire magic damage. Onto her super limit burst. As a magic damage dealer, Marilith has access to Magic Shift, which will boost her magic by 250%, her limit burst damage by 200%, and fills her limit burst gauge when the super limit burst is ready. The super limit burst itself inflicts a 135% fire imperil, gives her a strong magic demon and insect killer buff, deals strong fire magic damage, and massively raises her damage modifier for Fira. Let's rank Brave abilities. You'll definitely want to raise Burn to Ashes as it raises the damage modifier buffs for herself and your team. Raining Swords just raises the damage for itself, and if you're bringing Marilith, you'll likely stick with Fira. Time to make a damage rotation. On turns 1 and 2, triple cast Fira. On turns 3 and 4, triple cast Magic Boost. On turn 5, use her Super Limit Burst. On turn 6, cast Burn and Hellfire, Burn to Ashes, and Fira. Then just quadruple or triple cast Fira. You keep doing that until her Super Limit Burst is ready again, and simply fall into a rotation at that point, recasting Burn to Ashes when it's ready. So, EX2. As a Super Limit Burst unit, Marilith benefits from additional EX awakenings by lowering her Super Limit Burst cooldown. It's a good thing too, as it lets you get on board her best rotation faster. You also get Warring Spirit and her Super Trustmaster reward as well. Her Limit Burst can be useful, as it does inflict a fire imperil, which she doesn't have from her abilities. Her Super Trustmaster reward does look great for her, but as magic variants will receive some overhauls in June, it's not going to stand out as a one-handed weapon. EX plus 3 is expensive. So how good is Marilith? As a magic damage dealer, Marilith mainly focuses on fire and bolting strike. Those aren't necessarily her only options, but anything else is a big step down. The ability to let your team chain a Fira can be an excellent tool in fights like Dark Visions, but the cooldown ability itself is incredibly skilled, in that the effect duration is dwarfed by the long cooldown. Nevertheless, it's not like the rest of your team has to use Fira, and Marilith can bring her own buffs. With the buffs from her Super Limit Burst and her cooldown, she can do some tremendous damage with Fira, but all this praise kinda distracts from the fact that she's pretty much locked to fire. Sure, she has lightning, but that's a big step down as those don't get buffed. She also has Raining Swords, which is just kind of normal. Overall, Marilith is a powerful fire magic damage dealer that can support fire with amplifications and chaining, but she's not going to see much use outside of fire teams. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you plan to get Marilith. I personally don't. I haven't played Final Fantasy 1, so I also had no idea she was a character. I really thought Final Fantasy 1 was just Warrior, Garland, and whoever this is all this time.